All right, welcome to this week of Hyperfixated. Hopefully, we found a way to keep the videos coming as actual videos this time. But we went to Collectacon this weekend, and at Collectacon, we we'll talk about it when we got to it. But we met this dude named Erik, and we let him hop in line with us because he was chilling when all the vibes were maxed out at this point. And so Erik's joining us in the call today. I've got Chris here
Yeah.
munching on some teriyaki bowl, and
Oh yeah, I got the chicken teriyaki with the pineapple.
with the pie. Ew,
Oh, that's so solid, man.
Bro, it's so good.
I don't
This
know.
man's dogging on pineapple over here.
Oh yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
look,
Oh yeah.
I like pineapple, but I don't like the idea of it microwaved.
Oh
I
look,
mean,
it's
that's
Jake.
fair.
Maybe like
I
hot
didn't know it was a
pineapple.
microwave teriyaki bowl. I thought he got it somewhere.
No, I wish I did, but I don't have a can opener to open up the beef stew that I was originally gonna eat.
That's wild.
So
All right, so when we first went to Collecticon, my thoughts were, oh yeah, this is going to be like Comic Con. Everybody's going to be dressed up. We're going to be selling comic books. Nah, that thing was a Pokemon collection with like three people wearing different outfits, and everybody had Pokemon cards, and I was like, oh, like Chris has been, so he already knew. I was just thinking like everybody's gonna be dressed up. I saw like a Mario and a Luigi, two Princess Peaches. I think I saw like a family of Tanjiros, and like that's it. And I was like, well, I highly overestimated what I thought it was going to be.
I
well
mean, there was like
you forgot about the Vietnam flashback Charizard.
Oh yeah,
that
the
was
horrid.
awesome. I
That thing was
saw that dude
horrid.
just dancing. There was also like 20 people dressed up as like the miraculous ladybug.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Just the
That is
ladybug.
true.
That's like the most common costume I saw, which was absurd to me.
Yeah,
I saw a few Inosuke's.
yeah, 'cause I
So
know
Yeah,
at this convention, because I know we had the voice of Ladybug and Cat Noir there, and so like everybody had to like bring their kids to this, and so we met. I'll say we met Erik in line to meet Bryce Pappenbrook, and we got in line at 11:40, and we're going to tell you the horror stories of this line because we got in there at 11:40. Chris saw on his phone that there was a concert for the guy who originally sang the Pokemon opening. So Chris like, Colby, hold my
Jason
spot.
Page.
He said, hold my spot. I gotta go to this. I'm like, I'm good. I'll hold the spot. I don't really care too much to walk over there and lose my spot. So I'll hold the spot, and I just watched it from far away. And then Chris came back and we moved like a single inch, and that was like after 12. And then I think around like 12:30, we got in line and Erik was like directly across from us, and we all started talking and just started chilling. And so I'm like, know what? I'm gonna pop Erik up with us. He's to skip 10 people in line, so that's what we did because Erik was chilling. We all had like immense vibes, so we all hopped in line, and that's where we met
like
Erik.
a dude, like a 10-person gap in that line is the difference of like 30 minutes too, is what it felt like.
Yeah.
No,
And
I'd say more like an hour, man. And it was so bad,
if
especially
you
towards
had,
where the beginning was the worst part because the
oh yeah,
VIP line was so long.
All right, so I'll
if
give
you
you
had
guys an
popped
idea.
out
What was it?
for that Jason Page show, if you had left and lost the whole place in line, you would have made it out of the line at like 7.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I probably would have gave up if I would have lost my spot.
Like, to give everybody like an idea
There's
of
no
how
way.
long the line went, we got in the line at like 11:20, and then like we didn't actually get to meet Bryce until about like 4:20, 4:15, 4:20, and like it was crazy. But I know the thing that got Chris. Chris, go ahead, tell him what got you the most irritated because you're in stabbing range for a good amount of it.
Oh God, man. So every time all right, to put a little perspective on it, there was the main line was like wrapped around, and we didn't know if that was the VIP line or if that was the main line as it is. We thought it was VIP line. And so we thought that was what was taking so long is because they were putting the VIPs ahead of the main line. Turns out that was the main line, and the VIP line was actually kind of short, but people just kept on adding into it. And so whenever it was finally like down to 2 to 3 people, 5 or 6 more people would jump into that line and make it take probably another extra hour.
It
That's
was
the
like a
reason why it
whole
took so damn
family.
long.
It's like a family of 8 that talked to him for like 20 minutes.
And the people with the carts that were full of stuff to get signed by them. I
It was
could
a
not.
See, like,
nightmare.
I feel like it was already long enough, but like once we were inside the ropes, like this is the part that it went by a lot faster because we were in the ropes, but like they're also kind of rushing because the line was getting long. They're telling Bryce like, hey, we gotta kind of speed things along because the line's getting really long, and so like every time we'd be like next in line, like 5 VIP people came in, like got in front of us, and Eric's like about to go crazy. Chris is about to get his Attack on Titan swords and just start like murdering people. And no,
Oh
me and
God.
Eric are in punching range, just getting irritated. And like as soon as we get to the front of the line, like another 5 people walk in front, and I was like, shit. And then we had to wait like again.
This is 5 hours in too. Like,
Whatever y'all went ahead and went up. I made sure like I jumped behind y'all in the VIP part. I
Yeah.
made sure nobody was gonna cut me the hell off. I was not allowing that shit.
I mean, you had like 9 items you had to get done.
God, man. For me and two others, I felt so bad. I felt so damn bad. He was like, "Oh, don't worry about it, blah blah blah." I was like, "But I do worry about it." I'm like, I'm holding up the line more. I'm getting hateful looks from the people behind me. I'm like, this is great.
One of my favorite parts in the waiting experience was well, the first part was like again just hearing the original Pokemon theme, like everybody singing it, and then we were playing Who's That Pokemon, like waiting in line, and then the Tone Lock concert that like nobody
It's about to
thought was
say.
good.
I was about to say the hour of tone loc that we dealt with. The 60-year-old DJ who released music in the late 80s, and nobody in the crowd was moving.
I remember that
They weren't moving until like the last bit.
you said the four
Yeah,
people, you said the 4 ladies in front of us were moving more than the entire crowd was.
they were. They were. It was absurd because they were getting into it.
Dude, they were.
Oh yeah, and then like finally when we're like right up there, right up front, the Inosuke that was in line with us. So he has. I remember Bryce saw it. He goes, "Did you make that yourself?" She's like, "Yeah, I did." He goes, "That's amazing." He goes, "Can I hold it?" And then she's like, "Yeah, go ahead." And he goes, "I got the head." And the Inosuke laugh. I wish I could. I wish I could do a good impression of it, but I can't because I can't make my voice that raspy. But dude, it was so freaking funny. And I told Chris, I said, what do the people in the back of the line think just hearing him yell, "I got the head"?
You're going out a little bit.
What? Maybe just because I walked away from the speaker, moved away from the speaker. But I was thinking about like the people in the back of the line, and because like when we were in the back of the line, we could hear them, but we couldn't see them. So I'm wondering what they're thinking whenever he just yelled, "I got the head," and does the Inosuke cackle after that?
I don't know. But another thing that I found the funniest thing ever was how y'all were just all munching on Bowberry biscuits, all one hand on a box, like
Yeah,
orcs
dude.
fighting for the Bowberry biscuits. It was the best.
Well, Chris, dude,
That was the
My
comic relief
it
of
was
it.
a team it was a team effort, dude. Because if one person did not hold on to that thing, all of the biscuits would have fell on the floor.
dude, no, you had to have full support on that big ass box. There was 3 of us holding on to that thing for dear life.
Dude,
And the
that was the
sporks,
comic relief of the
dude, the
pain.
sporks wouldn't cut through the biscuit, and you
They
had to
were
you
yeah,
had
because
to
they were
you
like
had to
kind of
push down on that.
they're like
They
harder biscuits. So
sucked.
that's why you saw us like scraping them because they weren't like coming off like normal.
Well, the sporks were dog, man.
100%.
I'll tell you that hours through sitting in line, that was worth it. That was the comic relief right
Yeah, and then
there.
like I don't know.
I needed that. That was my motivation to keep going on.
So I went to this thing with like full intention of like walking up to Bryce Pappenbrook and being like, "Hey, we want you to be on our podcast. I don't know how much the booking fee is or anything, but here's a card so you can email us at like your ink. If like you can just email us like talk about booking fee or something. We'd love to have you on regardless." And then like the minute I saw him, just like that entire thing just like flew out the window. I got too excited and forgot every freaking thing I was gonna say.
Like I said, the 5 hour wait didn't help that.
Nah, not at
Well,
The
at the
all.
longer
same
you wait, the
time,
less you're like willing to talk.
Yeah, we
It's
got.
just like, all right, I want it signed.
Well, I also
at the
felt
same
I also
time,
felt like I was going to be a burden as well because like I didn't want to hold up every single person by talking too much. So I did that, and I just got really excited and forgot.
you wouldn't have to worry about that, bro.
I know I just got
You
too
wouldn't have to worry about it. I would do it for you.
I just got too excited and I forgot. But freaking like
There
Yeah.
was,
it was wild.
dude, I left at 6, and the line for him was still
Oh yeah.
like a good bit back.
Yeah, and the thing is, what I later learned in the car ride home was Colby said he forgot, right? And he started trying to text me while I'm over here struggling to get everything out of my hands. And he's texting me like, "Bro, I forgot. Can I get back in line with you?"
Well, Chris, no, that's when you were still. I texted you when you were still up there talking to Bryce before you were struggling. Like, cause you
Well,
were
I still
because you were
know
talking
that
to Bryce,
stuff.
and I
I'm not.
texted you. I said, Chris, shit, I forgot to give him a card. Can I go back in line with you? And like, I said, can you give him one? I didn't know if I gave you any cards or anything, but then I saw you needed help, so I said, let me go up there and help him real quick. So I ran up there, and then I said, Chris, give him the card real quick. But he was talking to somebody, so we didn't want to interrupt. So we talked to the lady who was next to him. She said, "Hey, can you hand him this?" She goes, "Oh yeah, we'll hand him this." And he said, "It's for a podcast that we do, and we'd like to have Bryce on. If you could just give him the card, tell him that we forgot to give it to him." But I'm like, dang, I had a mission, and I forgot it because I got too excited, and then the line also made me severely irritated with VIP
Mhm.
people, and
Mhm.
I kind of just got mad with my anger and forgot.
I guarantee you, she just took that card and probably threw it away right when
Straight
we
in the
took off.
trash
Probably,
immediately.
probably.
Or on the floor like the other one.
But then
My
But
what was it?
that convention, I spent my budget within like the first like 5 minutes of walking around like on my own.
I
I
spent
spent
my budget in the first 8 hours of being there.
yeah.
I saved myself like maybe like $15, but I bought Gex because I needed to have Gex. Gex was my joke I made all day, where I was like, I need to have Bryce sign Gex, but I didn't have enough money to have him sign Gex without getting dinner, so I just didn't have him sign Gex. But I would have been the first person in the world to have a signed copy of Gex with the quote saying, "You're telling me a shrimp fried this rice" on the Gex. Don't
Dude, I can't believe they
don't
got
you chumps go
specific.
stealing my idea because I need to go have him sign it next time.
Dude, if you say that, someone's gonna do it.
Barnacles.
But yeah, I can't believe they got specific though with like the special things that they get to sign. He put swords on there. I was hoping I would get the $40 one.
No.
I knew pops were like special things because I mean you could sell those and get more, but swords I
Yeah, I
was not.
looked swords. I didn't know would even be listed, but I'm glad it was an option. I guess a lot of people probably bring, similar things to that ODM.
Oh yeah,
Well, and the thing is,
now that we're here, I can show you guys something too. You guys can keep talking. I'm gonna take my earbuds out.
well, yeah, but yeah, the thing is, whenever I got the sword out of the box, the lady that was at the counter, she looked like kind of shocked a little bit. She's like, "Uh, how'd you get those in?"
Oh man,
That's
he's got
the
the. I almost bought one of those yesterday. They had the blue one at the counter. You saw the sword stand
This
there,
thing's
yeah.
freaking long. I'm sitting here
bro.
like,
He was charging $250 each for the two different Sword Art Online swords. I found the set online for 117.
Yeah. Were they actual swords or were they like the plastic ones
They
or
were they were metal. They were like whatever
thing's
whatever.
freaking
It's that
stupid.
exact one he's
I
got.
gotta fix my closet because I knocked 3 swords down.
But yeah, the lady looked very surprised about the fact that she was like, "How'd you get that in there? Did they even check that?" I was like,
No,
"Surprisingly, they didn't check half my stuff. They just."
no.
She's like, "That's a little bit concerning because if someone actually had a weapon and then," I was like, "Yeah, but I mean, at least this one's dull."
It could have been a real sword, and then we would have got had no issues with VIP. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. And even if it is
100%.
dull and not sharpened, it could still do some damage.
Just give him some
It's
like
It
got a
still
push
could have
power.
been used.
blunt force trauma.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then they also had the tattoo stand, and I honestly thought about
Oh,
just being a funny guy and getting an ass tattoo and see if they can give me an ass tattoo.
What's crazy is I'm very glad that I found out about that stand at the end of the convention because if I would
Because
have
it would have
found
been
out at the
game
beginning,
on.
I would have actually done one. Like
I
no
thought
joke.
about it. I thought about it so hard. I was like, bro, I wonder if they would allow me to get an ass tat.
Get Charles Martinet to
Oh,
sign.
see,
Get Charles Martinet to sign your butt and then just sign.
did you
Tattoo.
guys did you guys meet him?
I saw him.
I
I didn't.
met,
I had him right in front of me, like right here. We were
Yeah.
going to get something signed, but then Chris is like, "Yeah, I'm not paying $80 for that." I said, "I don't blame you."
Dude, no, yeah, his fees were ridiculous. We saw him at the end. So, like a picture with him was like $70. So my brother I was with had a shirt pocket in the front. And we were just talking to the guy and he turned on his camera and put it in his front shirt pocket and just recorded the conversation. And he
that's the
still
way to do it. I
he
mean, at
still
this
caught him
point,
doing the voice too. Like he kept saying,
good.
like thank you for playing my game and
Yeah,
yippee.
yeah. We were in line. He goes, "Thank you so much for playing my game." I said, "That
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
hard."
That is so cool. I talked to Austin Tyndall for like 15 minutes because his line was empty, and that's my favorite English voice actor for like Kaneki
Yeah.
because his work was so impressive. Because he put a lot into that. So I was just talking to him, and he was the chillest dude I met.
Yeah, I tried to go into the Sabo line, and the lady was like, "All right, what do you have?" Because she was trying to close off the line. I was like, "I only have one thing." She's like, "All right, well, you're the end of the line. Tell everyone behind you if they start coming piling up behind you that they're cutting it off."
Yeah.
I was like, "All right, I will." So I started telling people, two people left, and then two people came up, and I told them the same thing, and they were like, "All right, well, I'm gonna go ask her and everything, see if
Yeah.
we can get around it." And then they left, and then they came back. So and it started, continuing to line up. I was like, okay, maybe she, you know, gave them
Yeah.
different rules.
One of the guys
So
I was with, go ahead.
yeah, so then people kept on lining up behind them, and they weren't saying anything. And so the entire time, I'm like, I don't know if they actually went up to her or not, but I'm not gonna bother them about it. So we
Hmm.
got up to the stand, and she looks behind and she finds me. She's like, "You failed your job." I'm like, "Hey man, I was set up for failure. I try to tell them. I don't know I thought they came up to you to ask you. I don't know.
Hear me out, Chris.
Also,
That's all out of my
I
head.
could have told him, but I was sitting on the floor just chilling. I said, I don't really want to tell these people nothing, so I was just sitting on the floor for. Dude, my legs hurt so freaking bad. I was just sitting on the floor. I said, this ain't even worth it. You should have walked up to the lady and said, I missed the part where that's my problem, and then got your stuff
mhm,
signed.
I don't know, but
mhm.
even the
Bully
voice actor
McGuire.
guy, he was like, so it's your job to keep them from lining up. And I was like, hey man, I was set up for failure. I tried, and I don't know.
I don't know if they thought that a bunch of convention goers were going to listen to you for some reason.
Facts.
Like you're
And
not just there with them.
the guy behind me was like, yeah, we kind of set him up for failure. So I was like, at least they admitted it.
Yeah, it's
Because he looked kind of annoyed because he was ready to go home or whatever.
well because it was
So
probably
I
at
was
like
like,
6 o'clock, right?
but it was like no, actually it was probably like
It's like right after we got
closer
out
to
of Bryce's, so
five.
yeah, it was like almost 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
So it was like they still had a little while to go, but like he was leaving early and they already had a sign ready saying that he'll be back at 10 a.m. ish. So I don't know, but it was just I don't know. I don't know why they thought people were gonna listen to me.
But like, so if we were to talk about like all right, go ahead. You were about to say something, Eric.
good.
All right. Um,
Well said.
so if we're gonna talk about like, I guess like the moment we're waiting for is the talking about meeting Bryce part. So I was the first one. I only had because Attack on Titan's my favorite series that he's voiced in. Aaron is my favorite character that he voices. So like naturally, I said let me bring my like final Attack on Titan manga, and like I'll talk to him and everything. So first thing I do, I go up there, I shake his hand. I said nice to meet you. He goes nice to meet you too. What's your name? I'm like oh it's Colby. And he said, oh, nice. And then, so, like, I set the book down. He goes, all right, don't open that. I have no clue how it ended. Or he basically said, I don't know what happens. I said, in my head, like I don't know if he was just joking with me or if he's basically like giving me a hint that English hasn't been voiced yet. But he basically just if he wasn't joking with me, he just revealed that English wasn't hasn't been voiced yet, which is cool. But then like so he said, well, "What do you want to sign?" I said, "Just thanks for being a fan. I guess I'm not." Because like he never says Tatake, he never says Sasageo like in the English one, so I'm like I'm not gonna make him say stuff he never says. I'd have him say like you're a traitor on there, but like I don't really want to. So I just wanted to be like, thanks for being a fan. He goes, how do you spell your name? I said, oh, Colby. He said, oh, okay, cool. He goes, I think I'll do it in red. I'm like, works for me, chief. And then
Yeah, he kept recommending colors for me.
yeah, at first I was gonna be like, can you do purple? But then like he said he recommended red. I said, all right, well I'm gonna go with his recommendation if it's red. And then so when we get in the picture, he goes, all right, so I know you brought me an Attack on Titan book, but you're wearing Demon Slayer clothes. What kind of pose do you want to do in the picture? Do you want to do like the flexing one, or do you want to do the salute? So I'm like, I'll do the salute. So like we both stood there. We were both just, and he goes, I want to be, he goes, I want to pretend like I'm angry, and then the lady goes, do you want to be angry? I'm like, I can't make an angry face at this time. I'm too happy. So I just freaking stood there like this childish grin on my face, just like, and then so like when we finished, shook his hand and told him it was nice to meet him. And then like halfway walking down the line, I'm like, I forgot to give him a card and talk about the podcast. And so like that's when I immediately texted Chris. Said, Chris, do you have any of the cards on you? And like he didn't respond. I said, oh. And then I said I had one job, but I forgot it. And then Eric got his stuff finished, and then that's when it leads to the Chris stuff. But Eric, what was your experience meeting Bryce?
Oh man, he was definitely chill. I had two things to get signed for him because I got one. I got the big like plexiglass thing for my friend who's like the biggest Aaron fanboy I've ever met. Um, and first of all, the 5 hour wait really really put a damper on the whole experience
Yeah.
because by the time I finally got up there, you know, it was like wow. Uh, it was cathartic because we were out of the hell line, but he was super chill. I didn't I didn't expect him to talk to me as long as he did. Um, but he both the things I wanted to get signed, he recommended different colors for him, and that was cool because obviously he does that 1,000 times a day. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
definitely cool. I enjoyed meeting him. I only got to meet him and Austin Tyndall out of the whole like convention because of how long we waited in that line
Wait,
for
you
him.
met Chumley too.
Oh, dude, I got a picture with Chum Lee of Pawn Stars.
My camera quality's too high for this, but yeah, there's if it'll zoom in and just focus on the picture camera. All right, it's just not gonna focus. Cool. All right, well it'll be included in the video when I'm done, so it's fine.
See, for me, I had to get, I think it was 4 pops. It was like 4 or 5 pops, and then the swords. And then I also got a, video recording of him promoting my channel, which cost me $70, but this is the outcome to it.
It barely picked that up.
So, and the serious Aaron voice from season 4. So that was dope.
Well, it barely picked that up, Chris. But he goes, subscribe to the Starkey
What was that?
Experience. It barely picked it up.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, that was probably highlight of my day at that point was just getting to finally get out of that line, finally got the promotion for my video, getting to finally meet him. And like you said, he was very chill. He recommended some colors, especially for the sword. He was like, "What do you think? Like a nice like red going on with the sword and everything, like blood and stuff." I was like, "Yeah, that'd be dope." So got "Damn You, You Traitors" on it,
Mhm.
and then I
Classic.
also got to meet Yuki or the Pharaoh, uh, and then Sabo. And then we got to meet Charles, but of course we didn't get anything signed by him just because of the fact that his prices were
Yeah,
ridiculous.
$80.
$80 to get a Nintendo 64 cartridge signed. That
Dude,
nah.
he had some stuff though that was like graded, and we were talking to him about it. He said he's the only person in the world that owns that stuff.
Yeah.
like all those little
Lucky.
cartridges and stuff he had laying around.
Yeah, yeah. I know whenever we went up there, we were waiting in line. I also heard him play or make the duck noises from Duck Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you heard that, Colby.
I
I
But
didn't.
yeah,
I
he
missed
was
made
I
those
that,
was
noises.
I
dude.
was too focused on just being like Mario's right there and then Goku's right there. No, cause dude, I heard Goku yell
Yes.
Kamehameha, dude, and I freaking lost it.
Yeah, someone was doing getting their cartridge signed that had the Mario and Duck Hunt bundle thing on it,
Yeah.
and they got that signed. He started doing the duck noises.
Like, I wish I would have
That was
listened to
pretty
that, but
sick.
like, look, for me, I was standing beside you, but I was like looking at Sean Schimmel because he was going Kame, Kame, and like I was going like because he was yelling it like Goku, and then in the picture they just went like, dude, that was I was more focused on
Right.
that. Like I tuned out like the entirety of Charles Martinet in front of me because I heard Goku and I said, "There's my childhood over there." I said, "My childhood's right here too, but my main childhood is right over there, being Goku yelling Kamehameha."
See, I never watched Dragon Ball, but
Mm-mm. I haven't watched any of those bigger ones. I haven't watched Yu-Gi-Oh either. I was so out of place at that convention
see
because
for
I'm
yeah,
not. I
see for
don't collect
Yu-Gi-Oh,
Pokemon.
yeah, for Yu-Gi-Oh, I've started it a while back, but I never finished it. But I did grow up on it a little bit as a kid, so that was kind of dope.
I Oh well, Eric, we're definitely going to try to meet with you at the South Carolina Comic Con when we have it in. It's been like April or May again, sometime like that. Chris, it was in April
Oh,
this year, I think.
I'm not sure. I'd have to look
is
it
there
up.
a South Carolina Comic Con? Where's it at? Is it in Columbia?
It's in Simpsonville where we're at.
Or Greenville.
Well,
Simpsonville.
like Greenville. It's more like Greenville.
Yeah, it's at the TD
Yo,
Convention Center in Greenville.
I love how that's farther for me than the Charlotte convention is. It
That's
is absurd to me.
Really?
And
that's wild.
yeah, dude, I think it's like
Damn.
3 hours for me to get to Simpsonville
Dang.
Damn.
Well, here
and 2 hours to
I'll
get
let
to
you know the
Charlotte.
guests that whenever they show up, I'll let you know the guests and see if you're willing to make the travel for that.
Man, yeah, because like Comic Con would be a lot cooler for me. I don't know. I would love to go to Expo though, out of like the three different types, because like I
Yeah.
thought that that was going to be a much more of a focus at the one yesterday, but it was like it was like 90 vendors of like Pokemon cards and like one of what I was interested in.
Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, as soon as I saw the video games, I said, please, I gotta get Gex for the meme. Please tell me there's Gex. And I saw the first Gex, I'm like, no freaking way. And the guy said he was gonna give it to me for 20, but then like I waited too long, and when I came back, it was 25. I said, dang it, it was like a limited time talk about. Because I asked him, I said, you said it was for 20. He goes, oh, it's 25. I had it. Someone else talked about it and graded it for like 25. I said, barnacles.
Yeah, I
Get
better
graded
say
at the
you probably should have
convention.
got it.
It's
Hmm?
absurd.
Yeah, you probably should have got it right then and there because he did say it was
Yeah.
25, but he'll drop it down to 20 for you.
Yeah, I should have. I just
Dude,
wasn't thinking about it at that time.
speaking of Chum Lee, bro, have you guys ever seen Pawn Stars?
I freaking love Pawn
Seen a little
Stars.
bit, but I don't watch it too much just because
So
of the fact I don't have cable or anything. So
I, I don't either, but they I mean, they kind of have him play like the dumb guy,
Yeah.
and he's the one that they rag on and stuff. The dude is nothing like that. He's like stupid knowledgeable of stuff, like different like Pokemon stuff. He had like a wild collection. I did not expect it.
Yeah, if I'm right,
But I mean, Pawn Stars is also scripted as hell,
I
so
think he bought like a misprint card. There's like a misprint card that someone brought in, and if I'm right, I think he bought that one. I wasn't fully sure. I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched it, but there's like a really cool misprinted card, and I think he got it.
he probably had it at the con.
That's what I'm thinking. He probably did because I remember
The
he saw the sheet of the unprinted ones. Like I saw that one there, but he saw that one too, and he didn't get it. 'Cause that thing would have costed like freaking bank.
The temptation to buy a signed Chumley Pokemon card was so strong the whole
Oh,
time I was there.
I can
It wasn't
imagine.
even good cards either. It was like, Kabuto and like little like first like the most basic stuff, like a Caterpie, and it's like, yeah, it's a lame ass card, but it's got a Chumley signature on it.
I would have
Yeah, we
copped.
we did, I didn't run into Chumley while I was there. I
I
don't
didn't
even
either. I
know
was
where his type
I
was.
was looking for him, and like after Bryce, and I said, "Nah, I can't find them."
What's crazy is he was signing cards for like free, and I didn't realize that. And I have like this Bulbasaur that sits in the back of my phone case like all the time, and I wish, dude, if I would have had a signed Chumley Bulbasaur in the back of my phone case, it would have been so solid.
Bro,
Oh
I could
yeah,
have brought my
Nobody
freaking,
can
cause
tell
I
me
have my
shit.
good cards right here with me. I could have had him freaking sign my freaking like old Celebi one right there in the top loader.
I'm
did
also
you have those
mad.
with you at the time?
Did I didn't bring any? I didn't bring any cards with me, and I wish I
I
would have because
didn't
I have
either.
like an Articuno that's worth like $200,
Even like that one.
and I lost it when I moved, and I was so mad.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. I said that was That sounds tragic.
It
See,
is.
I
It's
tried.
I have
it's
to give
sad.
this one to Austin. I told him I was going to give him this one.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, yeah. See, I tried. See, I had my briefcase that had a whole bunch of cards and stuff, and I tried to. There was this one stand. Do you know the Burger King Pokeballs that have like the gold coin?
Yeah,
I have all of those.
Oh, you have
The
all of them,
McDonald's ones. Yeah, I have all of them.
I
or the
love Burger
McDonald's or
King.
Burger King? Because
The
mine are
ones
Burger
that are
King.
the gold-plated cards.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, they're McDonald's. At least I think so.
I think they were Burger King because I have some of them. I have
One
three
of those
of
shitty
red and
fast
three of
food
blue.
places. I think
Yeah.
I don't think I have all of them. I have 6 red ones though.
Do you have? Oh, you don't know if you have all the characters.
I've got
No.
Mewtwo, Charizard, Jigglypuff,
Those like the two that he needs,
uh,
the Mewtwo and Charizard.
Poliwhirl. I think I've got
Pikachu.
2 Poliwhirls and a Togepi.
This is my favorite
Gotcha.
Pokemon.
So you're missing the Pikachu.
This is my favorite
Mm,
Pokemon.
maybe. I don't know. I don't even know where those are.
See, I have three red, three blue, and they had a
Uh,
full set of all the blue. And I was trying to make a trade with them, and I'd gotten up to their value in my card. So I had a card that was worth 150, and then another one that was worth or $10 because they said it was 160. Well, once I gave him the cards to like look at and everything, he was like, "Well, normally if I do trades, I do a percentage, blah blah.
yeah.
So like if it's 160, I'd usually take like $200 in value of cards. I'm like, it's not worth it at all.
No, 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 no.
Why would I go? Why would I lose money on this if I'm just trying to trade? Like, no, not hell no. Especially $40 worth, no.
Yeah.
How much are those gold
So,
cards worth? Those happy, those kids meal ones.
so
Ooh,
it depends on obviously the character and if you have a full set or not, and if they're sealed. So
oh
like
hell
usually you can
no.
get them.
Beat.
So usually you can get them about $20 or so. The Charizard is usually like $40, I want to say, 40 or above. And then if you get a full set, they could be worth like 200 or so.
Mm. Yeah, I've got these Beanie Babies sitting in front of me. I wish I had a webcam. I'd show you. They're like McDonald's Happy Meal Beanie Babies from the
Yeah,
90s
I know
that like
exactly
my
what you're
yeah,
grandma
talking
just gave
about.
me. And I was looking them up. I was like, these might actually be worth something because Beanie Babies, like the real ones, those are worth like absurd amounts of money.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
So I looked them up and I was like, hold on, some of these are selling for like thousands. And then I really looked into it and then I was like, no, there's $5. Never mind. So we were gonna leave them all sealed until I saw like I don't know what the discrepancy is. I think it was misprints or like ones that had mistakes.
Yeah.
Instead
See,
of
see,
beans,
right now,
instead of beans, they put spiders in them.
That's beautiful. Just spider eggs though, so
Yeah.
they hatch. Yeah. Like you ever stomp on one of those wolf spiders that has like the eggs on them?
Blech.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They put one of them in there.
Mm. Blech.
see,
They
see,
put
my goal
they put barbecue
for
sauce
like
on them.
That-
the barbecue sauce on them.
No, and the Beanie Babies, you squish it, just barbecue sauce.
See, my goal is to have like a full set of red, a full set of blue, and then a full set of like open. So like I have a Mewtwo that's open. I have a Poliwhirl. And then these are the only two I have open. I have a in the reds. I have Charizard, Jigglypuff, and Pikachu.
I get every all the blue. I had all set of red and set of blue. Oh dang! So my dad had the full set of the blue ones.
Oh
I gave
yeah,
him to my brother, and I just gave him to Jeremy for like at his birthday time frame. That's wild. And dang, I would have had both full sets unopened, sealed.
That's crazy.
That's, dude, that would have been worth a nice. How much? I bet they only worth like about 150. You said like 200, huh?
it really depends. It depends on who you
It
sell it to.
depends.
There's some of them that are sold for like 200 plus on eBay. It really just depends on the time, I guess, because the market kind of
And I
jumps up
had
and
full
down.
set like first edition Jungle and Fossil Pokemon cards. Why'd you get rid of all this? I didn't think they were. I sold them 10 years ago. And then I invested it. Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got these McDonald Beanie Babies, and I looked them up, and yeah, and they were worth, you know, it said like 1,000 on one of them. Upset. It still makes
I
me
don't.
mad because I thought it was legit.
I had the same thing with that golden Obstagoon card. That thing was worth like I thought it was worth like $200, and like that's just people like they're not even graded. People just like I want it for this much. The average retail price is like 30, $40. I was like, I can sit on it until it appreciates more, I guess.
Yeah.
Now Austin's
See, I
gonna
have
be
some
sitting
stuff
on it.
that's worth some. Yeah, I have some stuff that's worth some money, but I'm just gonna sit on it for a while.
Like my original Super Mario Bros. For the DS.
Do you have it in the case and manual?
I
Yeah,
bought
I
it
have it
from
complete.
GameStop without all of
Yeah,
that.
I have it complete in box whenever it first came out.
I have Gex
I
complete
don't
in case.
see. I have a lot of like older games that are actually complete in box. I didn't expect. Just started going like through my collection. I honestly expected them to just be like the game in the case or something. But
But
a
do
lot
you
of them
have
turned out to have the
Gex?
manual clean and everything. I do not have Gex. I do not. You have one up to me in that one.
I have Gex complete in a case with the freaking game and the manual, and it's Gex's wet T-shirt contest. But he scratched out wet. It says the wet and it scratched out Gex T-shirt contest. Get a free Gex T-shirt. I wonder if I can still get a free Gex T-shirt by doing this.
Dude, I highly doubt that, man. That thing's probably done for.
Oh, all entries must be postmarked by 10/31/98. I'm only a few years off. I wasn't even existent by then.
A few years off, yeah.
I was not born. You weren't born either, Chris.
I was not. Or 2001.
2001.
Oh, one.
Oh, one.
All of us.
No, I was born 2000.
Dang. Older by a year. I think
Same thing with
Austin.
Austin.
I was gonna say Austin's also a one.
No, he's 2000.
Oh, I meant 2000. Yo, it's got the freaking. I got the freaking registration card in here too. This is complete in case, dude.
Jesus. But yeah, is there anything else we want to comment on the con or?
Oh, it was pretty cool. That's about as much as I got done.
Same with me. I didn't really get too much.
I guess we can. I guess we're done. We can call this an episode then.
Yeah.
All right, fellas.
Cool.
We will see you for another one. It was a pleasure having you on, Eric, and we will probably have you on some more once we start
Hell
working
yeah.
out more
Thank
of
you.
the
Thank
band
you.
episodes and stuff like we're talking about.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh yeah.
Rock with it. All right. See ya.
So yeah, you guys have a great one.
What the dog, what the dog, what the dog doing? What the dog, what the dog, what the dog doing? What the dog, what the dog, what the dog doing? What the dog, what the dog, what the dog doing? What the dog, what the dog, what the dog doing? What the dog, what the dog, what the dog doing? What the dog, what the dog, what the dog doing? Yeah, there, right there. Yeah, there, right there. Yeah, there, right there. Yeah, there, right there. What the dog, what the dog, what the dog doing? What the dog, what the dog, what the dog doing? What the dog, what the dog, what the dog doing? What the dog, what the dog, what the dog doing?